equals 1.2. Divided by 1.6.
Yeah, 3.1, divided by 2 point.
Ars Poetica, etc. Grooves in finger skin like folds in tissue paper and twisted intestine, snaked by forces whose appetite laces life with material marks. The lobes locked together as wrinkled hands hold each other, as if halves of a walnut linked inside a lumpy skull could think themselves into being whole. Everything sings, though we no longer feel it. What the eye sees are the softest voices, so the ears, fingers, tongue, nose merely hear faint echoes. We wrap up the unsightly torso touch, handles made for touching, although we shy away from being touched ourselves. The body become a residual limb or organ like an appendix, dangling from the crown, what the educated cut out for the possibility of diseases. A labyrinth of rose petal red wrapped around purple-black ribbons like jelly preserves. The muscles, brain, tissues, veins, all reading the world. We should relearn to listen. Sense is a synesthetic experience. Organic origami life folds itself into itself, playful, spontaneous, gradual, every moment, variable. The tape wound around and turning on itself like a record, the lyrics only echoes. Matter is its value, soundly given to those who listen. Musician, first, you must be in your own body to sing freely. Then, you can read yourself into everything. We are.
It was great.
Do it more.
I don't know, I was fascinated with the whole presentation of so many different ideas and the attempt to tie them together and to systematize them. And that's such a, I don't know, tricky process.
You'll see the 5 stars next to me. They, as our speaker explained, have a lot to do with shifts in tone and duration. They're just really interesting because you start at 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and they almost seem to be in a pattern, and then they shift suddenly. So this is about these 5. It's called Novak number 6, Stargaze. Emptiness aches. Fullness twinkles with pyramids, stars rise heavy over Egypt. The spiked wheel of civilization grinds sand to glass, builds and turns the burned backs of slaves to the fragrant Nile, while hippopotamuses graze under the eyes of Isis. A child's counting game with ancient blocks, 2 tiny bells, 1 for each ear, to tell the time as the sky rotates slowly toward newer gods. The child balances on 3 pyramids, 3 silences. The star pauses, becomes pure north. The sky turns around it. Barbarians call down Thor of thunder. The wheel turns on 4 pyramids and 2 silences. The Pope slips out alone to watch Orion rise and stumbles on a child's clock. Careless, this new god on earth sways. 5 pyramids and 1 silence. Here on the abyss of history, we move like ants across the burning world. We enter through the empty space and wait to be filled. 6 pyramids, and in the center, silence. Prayer is the emptiness and the fullness. The last note makes God's possible. This is song. And then finally, emotion or spirit, which is tone. Low C makes me weep. Now that's a lie. But B flat makes me as melancholy as the sea green with the scarf she wore the day she went away. And a sustained high A is a hoot. It's like Abbott and Costello, but funny. With that twinge of nostalgia, like when we used to bump noses when we kissed and we try again and bump again, and finally she'd make the rule like, I should go right. But she didn't say who's right, so we bump
like the sort of age range, going from Max to Amanda up to Allene. Different perspectives on the same subject.
Mostly, I don't really know a lot about poetry, so it was really nice to stand here and let it wash over me.
Amanda's imagery, and I don't want to sound too cliched about this, but I felt that when she was talking, her words really took me to, I guess, that color place in my mind. It's kind of very powerful, you know, like she'd say a word, and I guess that's kind of what a good author or writer maybe wants to do.
Mostly by email, wasn't it? Yeah. I'd write parts and send it to her, and she'd write parts and send it back to me. It's called The Hue of Mood Between Major and Minor. Round cello sound ground to oval blue beneath the humming sky.
Melting glass mixed with cobalt and pot ash, like Dolly's clocks, blends of blue blush, the color of lapis but liquid, melancholic, but insipid only in its burning cold touch.
Hands flute plays green to the frogs hopping round and out again.
Stains in finger creases after pulling weeds. The thing Frost said was more precious than gold. How rich are rainforests with their open umbrellas and seaweed so thick no mower could cut it, catching currents like dancers catch gravity, the naked legs of garden beans and the flush of water beads on ivy leaves.
Round Amarillo armadillo whistles Yellow Dixie in the full-throated dust.
Sun-warmed coronas of chrysanthemums, lockets of chrysos, gold light, holding water's picture in radial pockets between petals, a lion's face late in the day, raised low across the South Saharan plain, a warning that shark-toothed danger may or may not sleep ahead, so caution should be taken going forward.
His alien mask slips from his orange G-string, revealing a minor.
Marmalade sweet syrup, preserved flavor bright as candy, but more liquid. Like water dyed with citrus peel pieces from Seville, between ochre and cadmium blends, their tonic juice the complement of sharper taste, deep blue pigments below center, beneath the sea.
A spider's web will staunch the red flow of bud. What will stop the red flow of words?
The blush of danger so attractive, it swells in fire peppers, embarrassed faces, and mornings, fraught with rising systems that smash unseen into edges. I think I pulled the wrong side of the page. 1 minute. The blush of danger so attractive it swells in fire peppers and embarrassed faces. The mornings fraught with rising systems that smash unseen edges into vessels, like their bellies had been painted with a targeting laser, split open and bleeding their toxins out into wine-dark seas, the mark of nature's tooth and claw.
Purple whispers down our backs. Purple whispers down our backs, and we sniff the flowers.
Between states like a gelatin, neither solid nor wet, collected into bunches of hydrangea, less depressed than an amethyst, the face of an orchid named after a sex organ, blooming under the skin, a contusion drawn out from blood blue in the vein and red on the surface, a royal pain in between.